Earth has descended into a savage dystopia known as the Lost Lands, where the Overlord rules and the Church enforces strict control. Grey Alys, condemned as a witch, is about to be hanged as a public warning. After the Enforcer departs, she casts a spell on a guard, making him hallucinate that he's the one being executed. In a panic, he shoots the rope and unintentionally sets her free, then fatally shoots another guard, mistaking him for her. The Enforcer returns, executes the bewitched guard, and begins a manhunt for Grey. Staying hidden, Grey silently eliminates the soldiers one by one until only the Enforcer remains. When the Enforcer begs for a swift death, Grey instead hangs her. The crowd watches in stunned silence, dubbing Grey the witch that will not hang. Elsewhere, a hunter named Boyce walks through a tunnel and correctly senses an ambush. As his attackers emerge, one grabs his weapon, but a two-headed snake attached to it bites and kills him. Boyce then magically summons pistols and swiftly kills the rest. He retrieves his snake and calmly walks away. Grey takes refuge in a tower, leaving coins for a blind woman who knows her by reputation and kindness. Soon, she's visited by the Queen, wife of the Overlord, and Jerais, the head of the Overwatch. The Queen formally requests Grey's help, knowing Grey is bound to honor any request. She wants Grey to find and kill a shapeshifter, a werewolf, before the full moon rises in a week, so the Queen can absorb its power. After the Queen leaves, Jerais privately pleads with Grey to sabotage the mission, believing failure will ultimately benefit the Queen. Grey agrees, using her magic to locate the werewolf by peering into its thoughts. It's revealed that the Queen despises the dying Overlord, and that Boyce, now wandering on his own, was once her secret lover. At a bar, Grey approaches Boyce and offers him a job, guiding her through the treacherous Lost Lands. Boyce recognizes the creature she's hunting, Sardor, also known as the Grey Wolf. Their conversation is cut short when soldiers burst in. One attacks from an upper level, but Boyce hurls his snake at him, killing the soldier instantly. The Enforcer soon arrives and swiftly kills the snake, but by the time she turns around, Grey and Boyce have already slipped away. The Enforcer is working with the Patriarch, a powerful figure loyal to the Overlord who secretly plots to overthrow both him and the Queen. The Patriarch tasks the Enforcer and a group of acolytes with capturing Grey Alys, extracting a confession, and executing her. As Grey and Boyce travel deeper into the Lost Lands, they set up camp for the night. Boyce looks for a new snake companion, but finds none to his liking. While Grey sleeps, he approaches with a knife, only to kill a scorpion crawling near her head. She nearly attacks him before realizing he was protecting her. The next day, they arrive at a trading post, run by Mara and Ross, two of Boyce's old friends. Mara greets him with a kiss, and both Grey and Boyce are welcomed inside. When Grey insists they must find the shapeshifter in just a few days, Boyce agrees to take a risky shortcut. That night, he and Mara rekindle their past affair, sharing a bed and memories of their yearly encounters. By morning, Boyce warns Grey that Mara and Ross may be the last people they can trust in these lands. Before leaving, Grey notices a beast skeleton locked in a cage. At the same time, the Enforcer begins her hunt across the Lost Lands, riding a heavily armed train. Back in the city, the Queen confronts the Patriarch for mobilizing all military forces without her consent, leaving the capital defenseless. He accuses her of treason, which she firmly denies. Later, the Patriarch contacts the Enforcer, claiming the Queen has betrayed them and must be eliminated. With Grey captured and the Overlord's death imminent, he believes he can seize absolute power. Meanwhile, soldiers locate Ross and Amara. After brutally interrogating them, Mara reveals that Grey and Boyce are headed towards Skull River. The soldiers execute Ross and set his home ablaze. Grey and Boyce continue their journey in search of Cyrus, another of Boyce's allies, only to find him hanged by the Church. Soon after, they run into the Enforcer and her men, who have all covered their eyes to resist Grey's magic. In a brutal move, the Enforcer shoots Mara in the head to emotionally break Boyce. A gunfight breaks out. Low on ammunition and overwhelmed, Gray and Boyce attempt to retreat. A cannon blast from the approaching train knocks them off their feet, but they survive and sprint to an air tram. Boyce shoots the reel mechanism to send the tram zipping across a massive chasm. As the soldiers pursue them, the pair fight back with fists and blades, tossing enemies over the edge. Frustrated by her troops' failure, the enforcer orders the cables cut. The tram begins to tip, and Gray hangs on with her blades, while Boyce smashes a window to fend off another soldier. Finally, the enforcer severs the last cable, sending the tram plummeting into the gorge. Miraculously, Gray and Boyce manage to climb the cliffside. As they near the top, the enforcer shoots Boyce in the shoulder with a sniper rifle, but Gray taps into her magic through the sniper scope, allowing her to save him and help them both escape. That night, Boyce removes the bullet from his shoulder with great effort, while Gray stitches him up. Fueled by pain and anger, he swears to get revenge on the enforcer. As they lie down, they gaze up at the stormy, glowing sky before falling asleep. The following day, the Queen learns she is pregnant. Knowing the child is Boyce's, she pretends it belongs to the Overlord. With her claim to power secured, she suffocates the ailing Overlord with a pillow. Meanwhile, Gray and Boyce reach Shadow's Bane, a cursed land plagued by tree-like creatures that emerge after dark. With the Enforcer's train closing in, they take refuge in a large cooling tower. They pour gasoline on the ground, preparing for a siege. As night falls, the creatures arrive. Boyce ignites the gas, creating a fiery barrier. But more monsters storm in, using a metal plank to cross the flames. Boyce detonates a gas canister to destroy the bridge, but one monster makes it through and tackles him. Gray fends it off in a brutal, hand-to-hand struggle. Together, they kill it. Boyce skewers it on a metal rod, and Gray sets off a larger explosion. Suddenly, the leader of the monsters descends with its pack. It recognizes Gray and warns that she never should have returned. Gray casts a powerful illusion spell, engulfing the creatures in flames. She then admits to Boyce that she's dangerous and untrustworthy. Back in the city, the Patriarch publicly announces the Overlord's death and proclaims the Queen's unborn child as heir. He kneels and swears loyalty. But in private, he mocks her and orders the Enforcer to speed up their plan. In response, the Queen seduces Jerais, convincing him to help her eliminate the Patriarch before he can lead the army against the rebels. Gray and Boyce arrive at the firefields, where they're set to face the shapeshifter the next day. Gray urges Boyce to take his payment and leave while he still can, but he refuses, asking her to return with him instead. She sadly reveals she cannot. She's bound by a curse to grant every request made of her. The next day, Gray and Boyce pass through a tunnel when they hear the Enforcer's train approaching. With no time to escape, they set a trap. Gray lures the train to a dead end on the shattered tracks, suspended high above the ground. At the last moment, Boyce pulls her to safety, while the train plunges off the cliff and explodes, taking the Enforcer and her soldiers with it. Back in the city, the Patriarch prepares to seize control, but before he can act, Jerais ambushes him and slaughters both the Patriarch and his loyalists to protect the Queen. With all threats eliminated, the Queen assumes full control over the city. She and Jerais begin a secret affair of their own. On the night of the full moon, Gray and Boyce reach Skull River. Inside a derelict cargo ship, they find traces of life, but no one in sight. Boyce urges her to walk away, but Gray insists on completing her mission. As the moon rises, Gray sharpens her fingers into silver claws and heads out. Boyce tries to stop her, but it's too late. In a shocking twist, it's revealed there is no Sardor. Boyce himself is the shapeshifter. Under the full moon, he transforms into a werewolf. Gray battles him, using her claws to eventually bring him down. When he regains his human form, Boyce finds Gray standing over him. She reveals that she always knew he was the creature, and that she laced his blood with silver when she stitched his wound. As she moves to kill him, Boyce makes one final wish, that they stay together, hunting side by side, so neither of them has to be alone again. Gray accepts, but warns every wish comes with a cost. As the moonlight returns and his transformation begins again, she slays him and takes his pelt. Despite everything, she gives him a proper burial. Gray Alys returns to the city where the enslaved masses begin chanting her name. The guards try to suppress the uproar, but it quickly escalates into open rebellion. In a powerful act of defiance, the church's towering cross is pulled down by the mob. Gray hands Boyce's pelt to Jerais, instructing him to deliver it to the queen so her wish may be fulfilled. Jerais complains that she failed to sabotage the mission as he asked, but Gray replies that she gave him what he truly wanted all along, the queen herself. Later, the queen is devastated when she learns the truth, that Boyce was the shapeshifter. Her desire to become a beast had always been driven by her love for him. When Jerais accuses Boyce of leading her astray, she realizes Jerais manipulated her all along. In a fit of grief and rage, she kills him by stabbing his neck with a hairpin. Meanwhile, rebellion sweeps across the Lost Lands. With the Overlord dead and the church's power shattered, the people rise up. The queen flees the chaos. As sunlight hits Boyce's pelt, it catches fire and burns, while his grave begins to tremble. Sometime later, a resurrected Boyce then goes to find Gray Alys to kill her. She then says that she was counting on him to come back to life, just like she knew the rebellion would happen. Boyce and Gray Alys then decide to join forces and travel the Lost Lands, surviving and hunting together. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.